Welcome to Sai Tech Info channel, my dear subject matter experts, teachers, friends. In this session, we are going to discuss about the content development. This course is intended for mainly teachers, subject matter experts, and the class toppers also. Here, these are all the guidelines we want to explain to you so that our entire course plan or the e-learning course can be uniform. Whenever you write or whenever you create any content, the students or the candidates who are going to attend this program should have some prior knowledge. So this must be clearly explained in the in the second slide. First, the title will be there in the first slide. In the second slide, you have to explain about the prerequisites, the prior knowledge and the skill set required for the candidate so that they feel comfortable. For example, this is a content development course. Here we insist on the PowerPoint slide preparation. So this is the basic skill set required for any that is content developer or instructional designer. And then they should have some word processing or typing skill. Then there should be a good communication skill and followed by subject knowledge. They should have good depth in the topic they have chosen. For any course, we must explain about the learning outcomes. Once the candidates finish the course, he should be able to derive the application, the benefits, let it be tangible or intangible. So that must be listed out as learning outcomes here. For instance, after completing the course, as a content developer, the candidate will be given a project on 3 contents. And once they are able to successfully come out of this project, then they will be given a certificate, and based on the certificate, they can work with us. Not only with Sai Tech Info, there are many e-publishing companies, e-learning websites, e-learning companies, and there is a very good demand for instructional designers and content developers. So, by going through this e-learning course, particularly this content developer course, the developer can easily earn minimum 300 rupees. Anyway, that is our institute, our organization is very small, and we have fixed a budget around 300 rupees for each course for content developers. But in other companies and big concerns, it may be slightly higher also. So there is an earning potential for this content developer. They can comfortably work from home. And then we have a plan to give the best award for the best course creators annually. So these are all the outcomes. In this case, the applications or the benefits, we can say. So these are all the direct benefits any content developer can get after completing this course. After all, that is, you need not search for any project. We have got the internship, so you can work with us and you will be working in real-time projects. So once you are able to finish 3 projects, that is 3 contents, then you will be a successful content developer. And then there are some tools and materials required here. You need a good laptop with internet connection. You need PowerPoint software. Suppose if any candidate is not good in PowerPoint presentation, they can take up one course with SciTech Informatics, because we have got a separate course for PowerPoint only. So that just by making slides and typing and inserting pictures, we cannot claim that we have mastered over PowerPoint. There are so many tricks, and you should know all these things. Anyway, we have a special course, but at the outset, as a content developer, we want to have at least a minimum requirement of skill set to do the PowerPoint slides neatly with the recommended fonts, font size, font style, and then it should be presentably, the layout should be neat. So all these things are the alignment, everything should be taken care of. So for which preliminary training will be there. Then they should have a very good scanner app. They can have Adobe Scanner app in their smartphone. So in case of any complicated equations, they can simply write with any A4 sheet using black gel pen or fountain black ink pen, so that it will be very clear. And these equations, so if you attempt to do in PowerPoint itself, probably it may take time. So the best way is, if you want to explain with any problem and examples, or if it deals with any symbolic representations, best thing is you can write down and take the snapshot and convert this as a JPEG, then insert into the slide. So this is the best way. Running text can be easily typed. Then who can apply for content developer job? As I already mentioned, subject matter experts, professors, lecturers, teachers, retired or in service, then qualified housewives, professionals interested to share their knowledge. That is where the basic interest should be there, to share their knowledge. And then employed candidates, probably they may be interested, but their present position may not allow them to work with their own names, so they can work anonymously. They can maintain some nicknames, and everything will be kept secret, confidential. Then we recommend subject toppers in some higher classes also, so that the students have the the opportunity to earn while learn. So we recommend degree students also to come out for creation of some good contents. Then the faculty should give a welcome message, where either they can give it as a video message, or at least they can exhibit a photo, or at least a photo, a teacher icon can be placed there, and there should be some audio. So for each slide there should be some audio. The faculty is expected to give an introduction about this course. Then better explain your qualification and experience, so that the learner who is going to study from you, to learn from you, will have some confidence over your qualification and experience. Then duration of the course can be explained very clearly. That is, how long this course will run. All those things can be explained. Normally this course it may take 10 hours to 20 hours. So likewise you have to explain. We will give you some guidelines also regarding the run time. You need not worry about it. So based on the number of slides we can work out, and the bytes we will calculate, and we know how to arrive at the duration of each course. But we want to standardize and let each course, probably that is, it will be split into various concepts. If when I say course, one course is equal to one chapter. So if you feel this chapter is very big, then you can split it further also. Nothing wrong in that. Then, and as I already mentioned, we have to explain the overview of the course also in the introductory slides itself. Then insist the student to score centum within 3 attempts in each test, quiz or assignment, whatever you give as an assessment. So these things should be included in your welcoming message. Then and you had to tell all candidates who complete along with the assignment tests, then project will be awarded certificate. But these certificates will be issued only to the candidates who have completed centum in 3 attempts. So let us not worry about the first level. Every test will be, each student will be permitted to appear 3 times, level 1, level 2, level 3. Suppose if the marks, 100 marks, let me say 3 hours examination or 1 hour examination, so 100% is the maximum mark, means if anyone scores 40%, so he has lost 60 in the first level. So what I suggest is, you have to encourage the students to write the remaining 60% and complete it. Probably that is in the second level, out of 60 they may take again 40, so balance is 20. So that 20 marks can be finally achieved in the third level. So this is the way we approach. So we practice our students to take centum. So we call it centum cyclic assessment. So this is the way we handle, so that we need not worry about the marks. So it would see, that is, as I used to say to students also, rather than marks, the remarks are very important. The consistency is very, very important. So the students will be allowed to write or to attempt any tests or assessments for 3 times. But what we need is the final result of 100% in these 3 attempts. So make it sure that. So we are insisting this, and I hope by attempting repeatedly they will definitely acquire that required knowledge also. Then so these are all the introductory part you had to explain. And then beneficiaries. So beneficiaries, when we cannot represent here for 10 standard, 11 standard, 9 standard, MSc, PhD, BSc, we don't classify like that. Instead we classify it as level 1, level 2, level 3 program. So level 1 means it is meant for high school students, up to high school, up to 10 standard. Level 2 means for higher secondary students. Level 3 means for college students. And there will be some general courses for soft skills also. This is meant for all. And there will be some advanced courses for professionals, and that will be called the corporate courses. So we treat them as corporate training. In fact, we will get even some directors and managing directors also to learn the courses from us. So in such a way, that is, our courses will be definitely expected to the higher standard. So it should meet out the we used to say SCORM requirements. Okay, right. That is, the e-learning specification should be strictly followed. So it should be compliant with the universal, the international SCORM or e-learning, that is the deployment. Then as we already discussed, when we take any course, we should talk about the learning outcome. So in this case, you can talk about the real life application. Then in what way this course will be useful subsequently for taking other courses also. For example, when you talk about the logarithms, anti-logarithms, many students they do not know how to do that. So in that case, it will be useful for them to calculate or for handling problems in practical physics, theoretical physics, numerical chemistry, even in engineering aspects also. So these logarithm and anti-logarithm, because in some institutes the calculators are not allowed. So in that case, these logarithm tables will be very useful for them. So likewise, one course will be useful to other course. So that should be explained very neatly. And similarly, suppose when they want to study the trigonometric advanced applications, they should know some basic concepts about the trigonometry. When they want to discuss about the organic reaction and mechanism, they should know something about the IUPAC nomenclature and the basic rules and rudimentary aspects of chemistry. So likewise, and that is why we have split these entire one course, the 1 year course, as chapter wise courses, and even in certain cases it is split further into conceptual micro courses also. And how these things can be applied professionally in scientific day-to-day needs also. For example, when we talk about the concentration, in fact, that is many of my lectures have been used by the industrialists, the day-to-day chemists, and even engineers, mechanical engineers. In fact, they sent a lot of comments about my that is concentration expressions. And in fact, most of the environmental scientists and engineers, they are very careful about this calculation of parts per million. So when they deal with the regular industrial aspects like effluent treatment, so this is going to be very useful. After all, this will be discussed. This is discussed in the 11th standard. So naturally, this will be very, very useful for the industrialists and workers, and the technological workers, or the supervisors, or chemists and engineers. Then we are talking about the overview of that is today's content development. So here, as I already mentioned, the engaging real life example should be there. Then terms and definitions, and let us take concept 1, concept 2, concept 3 likewise, and finally our topic should be completed with some sketch note summary. Then now when we discuss about all these things, here the terms and definitions, this can be, suppose if it is lengthy, it can be split into two columns, and what is the term and what is the definition. So all these things, because before attempting explaining any theories or any concept, the terms and definitions should be that is made almost, that is they should have a good memory or knowledge about these terms and definitions. Without terms and definitions, it would be very difficult for us to handle any concept. So give a focus on that also. And then, as I already explained, how can be the engaging real life example. Real life example means you can show it as an image or news or photo or some GIF animation, and even you can present a 1-minute video also, but make it sure that these are all copyright products. Then you can produce your own video also, or any video short clips. So these things can be effectively utilized, and make sure that you should not give any copyright fringes. So take care, and we have to do anything from our own creative work. And then let us go to the first concept, where we will be explaining about the concepts in bullet forms, bullet points, and then in concept maps. Concept maps you can draw and you can explain about that. Then it can be in fact if it is a circuit, electronics means that is there will be some circuit, so you have to necessarily draw the circuit and produce this as an image, then give the parts neatly, and based on that you can explain. Sometimes infographics means that is with the graphics we can explain so many textual messages also, like organization chart, then pie chart, bar chart, and then you can have flow charts also. So based on that, and you can even draw some mind maps, topic tree, all these things. And You can make use of these flow charts as I already mentioned. Then example 1, suppose when you explain the concept 1, that should be some example. Suppose if it is a numerical, means you have to work out the numerical part of it, and if you want to give any example, means you have to give the example, appropriate example, at least 1 or 2 for each concept. Then concept 2, similar way you have to repeat, followed by example. Concept 3 followed by examples, and finally it may have 3 concepts, 4 concepts, 5 concepts, it depends. So if you have completed all these concepts, then you can go through, you have to create the quiz part of it. Let it be true or false, fill in the blanks, MCQ, at least 3 questions per concept. Okay, so that make it sure, suppose if you have got 3 concepts, means you should have asked 9 questions. Okay, and then for assignment, at least you should have 6 questions, and you have to produce this as Word document only. So for which no audio is required here for assignment and unit for quiz, assignment and unit tests. So no need to include the audio message or audio part. Okay, and as far as audio messages are concerned, you can simply give your audio message in Telegram or WhatsApp, and that will be converted into a video at our end. So you need not worry about it. What we want is only PowerPoint slide and followed by audio for every slide, and you have to neatly indicate the slide number for each audio message, so that we can easily compile your work, and we will produce this as video as well as that is a manuscript, not manuscript, that is the draft document also, as PDF also it will be converted. Okay, right. And as I already mentioned, assignment should have at least 6 questions. Okay, and make it sure that that is the key should also be available, and these things should be prepared in 2 different docs. And then similarly unit tests, the unit test question can be strictly followed this pattern. So you can ask section A where 10 1 marks question will be there. Similarly section B 5 into 2 marks, section C 10 marks with the 2 into 5 marks, and total marks will be 30 marks. And our idea is they have to score this 30 marks in 60 minutes, that is 1 hour. So we used to call marks per minute. So our strategy is our student should score 0.5 mark in 1 minute. It means he should not exceed 2 minutes for scoring 1 mark. So the rate of scoring is also very important. So we train our guys towards Centum and this MPM strategy, so that they can come out powerfully. Okay, so if you have got any doubt, you can ask me. I am ready to always explain to you, and you can submit your you can take any concepts, and these courses are available in our soitechinfo.net/e-learning. You can visit our website where you can find the courses, and if you want to have some specific course, you can select that course and do it. But in my let me suggest one important thing. You can work out based on the demand given by the students. So we have produced the list of courses demanded by our existing students and some prosperous students also, so that you please go through the list of courses available in our website, where you can pick up and inform me that you are going to prepare this course, so that I will allocate this course and try to finish within the stipulated time. Okay, so thank you very much for watching this training program so patiently. So our next strategy is to take up the job, that is you please submit your sample, at least 1 sample, that is 1 course. Let me evaluate, and if it is almost in compliance with our standards, and if there is any remarks, I'll definitely interact with you and we will correct it together, and finally we will arrive at a quality product, and based on that we will further proceed. Okay, and we have planned to give 300 rupees per course for content developers. So this is our maximum possibility, but in future we may try to increase based on the number of student enrollment for each course. Okay, so thank you very much for your patient listening of this video. Bye.